Hi guys, and welcome to another Divi Theme video. This is Jamie from System22 and webdesignandtechtips.com. Well, today we got this little eye-catching header for you. We've got a little glowing header right there. We've got to code this from scratch, really easy to do, and any code I write I'll put down below the video as usual, and you're welcome to copy and paste it. And this will make great headers for your pages or anything that you want to get people's eyes on pretty quickly. So let's get started. I'm going to go ahead and start a new page and we'll start from scratch. Okay, we'll give it a quick title. Obviously use the Divi builder. I'm going to build from scratch. I'm going to put in a single row, single column right there. Divi is standard, comes with all these modules, plenty enough to build most sites. If you've got WooCommerce installed, it'll give you an extra dozen also to display your products. I'm going to use a Divi Code Module for this today as we're writing a bit of code from scratch. So I'm going to left click, pop that one in there. And there it is, it's opened up and prompted us to write something. So I'm going to put a little title in there. I'm going to call it an H2. And remember, this code will be down below the video. I can't actually put pointed brackets down below there, but I'll put the actual CSS. So I'm going to make this an H2. And inside, whatever it is you want to write in there. As you can see, it's popped it in there. Okay, we're going to want to style this up. So I need to give it a class name. So to give it a class name, I've got to go in there, inside the pointy brackets, and say class equals, open some inverted commas, and we'll give it a name. I'm just going to call it hglow for header glow. Call yours what you want. It needs to be unique. And it's a good idea if it's something that means something to you. For me, that's kind of shorthand for header glow. That way, when you look at the code, you can figure out what it is if you need to, and if you write a lot of code. All right, I'm going to leave that there for a moment. I'm going to put a little background in our section here, and we'll start styling our text there. So I'm going to save this. I'm going to go up into the section. I'm going to give it a fairly dark background to make the glow stand out. So I'm going down to background in the section under content here. I'm going to give it a gradient. You've got color, gradient, image, video, background pattern or background mask there if you prefer. I'm going to use a gradient today. And I'm going to make it black at the top. And I'm going to make it purple at the bottom, I think. But I think I'll take that purple color way down in tone, so it's pretty deep looking. Great. Okay, so that's our little section taken care of. Obviously you make yours how you wish. Okay, well, we can go back in here now and we can start styling it. So I'm going to drop down. I'm going to open some style tags, and remember, I can't put these pointy bracket tags in down below, they won't let me. So opening a style tag is left pointy bracket, word style, and a right pointy bracket, and as soon as you put the right pointy bracket in, it'll put the closing tag in for you. Just put a bit of space between them and we can write our CSS code inside right there. So we've given it a class name of hglow. I'm just going to copy that up there. All class names have a dot or a period in front of them, and then the class name, and then we can open and close some curly brackets. In between, we can write the code that we want. Well, I want that to be a lot bigger for a start, so I'm going to say font size, and I'm going to make mine about 80 pixels. Obviously you make yours the size that you need to, and that's a lot bigger. I want to see it a lot better, so I'm going to say color. I'm going to give mine white, which is FFF, hashtag FFF, or actually white is 6 Fs. With CSS3, anything that has 6 of the same character, you can just put 3 in. And it's automatically giving me the default font for Divi, which I think with Chrome is Open Sans. But if you want to change font family, just put in the font family below. I'm going to keep mine the same, but you choose any family that you want. And we want some fallback ones in case things change and it doesn't support Open Sans. I'm going to put Arial. And I'm also going to put sans-serif just for another fallback so that we won't have a serif font. Okay, well, we've got our font taken care of. I'll say there's no change there because I think that's the default font we were using. Okay, I want to pop that in the middle. So let's say text align center. As you can see, that's popped that into the middle there. Great. Now I want to create an animation that's going to create our glow effect around there. So I'm going to say animation. And we'll give it a name. I'm going to call mine glowing. And I want it to run for 2 seconds. We're going to build some keyframes and I'm going to have it run over a time period of 2 seconds. You can change this time later on and I'll demonstrate that later. I want it to kind of ease in out so it's nice and smooth. I want it to be infinite so it keeps on going and going. And I'm going to have 2 lots and I'm going to have it go from one color to a different color. So after the infinite, I'm going to put another gap and say alternate because I want it to alternate between the 2. Great. Now we've told it what we want and how long we want it to take to do that. We need to create this animation that's called glowing. So I'm going to drop down a little more. I'm going to write at keyframes. And then the name that we gave it, which was glowing. And now we can tell it what we actually want it to do with these keyframes. So I'm going to say glowing. Open and close some more curlies. In between, we can start creating our keyframes. And I want it to go from one to another. So I'm going to say from, open some more curlies, and create my from state. So I want to put in text shadow. I'm going to have it 0 left and right, 0 up and down. I'm going to have the first one 10 pixels spread. I want it white in color, which is FFF. And then I want to put a comma after the FFF. I'm going to copy this because I'm going to repeat it. I want it to be glowing over our keyframes. So to make it easier to see, I'm going to drop this down to a new line. I'm going to paste it underneath itself. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we got 7 in total. Obviously you do yours how you want. First 2 I'm going to leave as white. Next ones I'm going to leave as purple. Now the last one we want to make sure we got a semicolon instead of a comma there. Because that's where that really is ending. And as you can see, it's sort of flared up there. It's sort of doing its thing right there. But they're all white at the moment. I don't want that. Let's change that to this default purple color up here. I've got a free chrome color picker up the top. Let's copy that. And I'm going to leave 1 and 2 as white. I'm going to change the next to our little purple color there. Control V to paste. And as you can see, as I'm putting a color in there, it's getting a little colored dot right beside it. So that if you want to, you can just click on it and change the color field. So we kind of got a bit of a glowing pulsing effect, but we've got a from, but we've got no to. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this whole from. I'm going to drop down to a 2 below. I've got a lighter version of this color. Little hex code here. Or you could just click on the button if you wanted to and put it where you want it. I'm just using the color that I used before, which is kind of lighter version of that purple. And I'm changing all of these last ones to that purple right there. I'm leaving my first one as an F. Or I should say as a white right there. And I've got to change this from up here to a 2. Now it'll go from that one to this one. And at the moment these are all 10, so it's just going out by 10. I'm going to make this first lot 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, and I'm going to take this next lot a little stage further. So I'm going to start from 20 on this one instead of 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, and we're ending up on 80 on this one. And as you can see, that's giving it a nice little glow around there that's sort of growing and shrinking there, which is exactly what we want. So let's save our changes here. We'll save the page changes. Once saved, we can exit the Visual Builder. And there's our little glowing page heading, which is fantastic. And of course with Divi, if you want to and add it to different pages, you can just save it to your library, go in there and change the heading. And just for an example, I'll enable the Visual Builder quickly again. Now we'll go and save this to our library, this whole section here. Little round module just to the left of the trash can there. Put glowing header. We'll save it to our library. And as I mentioned earlier, if you want to speed this up or slow it down for a bit more drama, we can just go in there. We can change the timing that we gave it, which was 2 seconds. So if you want it more urgent, make it shorter, make it 1 second. As you can see, it's glowing a lot quicker there, or you can even make it 0.5 if you want to speed it up some more, or whatever decimal you want. That's a little too much for me. Or of course you can slow it down dramatically by giving it a longer time, like 3 seconds. That's actually not bad. I'm going to leave mine on the 2 there. And of course, after we've saved it to our library, which we've done now, save draft here. While that's saving, let's quickly create a new page about us. And we can simply go in there. I don't want to put anything in there. I just want to add a new section. Little blue button. I'm going to add it from my library. There's our glowing header section. We can lose the top section, we don't need it. And of course you're going to want to change the title there. Very simple to change the title, just up here. And you've got an instant new heading for your page. And like I say, that's really eye-catching. That's going to get people's attention pretty quickly. So I hope you've enjoyed this today and found it useful. If you have, please give it a thumbs up, ring the bell, comment, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Once again, this has been Jamie from System22 and webdesignandtechtips.com. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.